Hey guys, hope you guys are doing well today. I am in Farm Mill Park over here in Harrisburg, right off of Farm Mill Road. It's one of those days where I kind of need to get out of the office today, catch some fresh air, and thought I would do a video for you guys while I'm out on the road. So it's a gorgeous day in Charlotte today. It is 67 degrees right now. We are actually heading into a couple days of cooler temperatures as that hurricane comes through Florida. It's getting a little bit breezy here. We pray for everybody that's down there in Florida. Hope you guys are all safe and can get through the storm. But I wanted to get out here, guys, and talk about some things going on in the market. As you guys know, unless you've been living under a rock over the last week or so, things have been really crazy in the real estate market. And a lot of people right now are fearful. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people don't know what to do. And I just wanted to talk to you guys today about some data that came out this week and what that looks like, and guys, kind of where we're going to be going here for a while. And as I've talked about many times on my channel, we are going to be going through some tricky times here over the next year or so, and I just want to be here to give you guys up-to-date information of everything that's happening on a daily basis to keep you guys well informed as we move forward. So I want to jump into an article right now, guys. This is from CNBC, and this is going to talk about pending home sales. So this article reads, housing, pending home sales drop for third straight month. It says pending home sales in the U.S. fell more than expected in August, notching the third consecutive month of declines as higher borrowing costs pushed more prospective buyers to the sidelines. The National Association of Realtors Index of pending home sales decreased 2% from a month earlier, according to data released Wednesday, more than the 1.5% decline that economists in a Bloomberg survey had forecasts. Year over year, pending sales were down 24.2%. Okay guys, now I want to shift your focus over to this chart, the US pending home sales index. And what I want you to do is pay attention to the circle on the far right. That is where we currently sit at today. And then I want you to go over to the blue box in the blue circle that says 2010. Look at where those bottoms of those troughs are, guys. We are almost back to 2010 levels when we're talking about pending home sales. And if you look at the red line that says start of COVID, we are almost back to the start of COVID. So when COVID hit, pending home sales just basically decreased, right? Because nobody knew exactly what was going to happen. Everyone was fearful of what the real estate market was going to be doing, and pending home sales came to a screeching halt. But let's go back to the chart real quick. If we look at the steep decline, the circle in red on the right-hand side again, guys, look how fast that is declining, right? That is a clear indication that the real estate market is softening, and it's softening at a record pace. So guys, one thing that's interesting right now that we are watching, I have a front row seat to this actually, is as fast as this real estate market took off in 2020, right after COVID hit, how quickly home prices appreciated, we are seeing a retreat back down at an even faster pace. So guys, that's what's got everybody kind of freaked out and not really knowing kind of where we're going. But I want to circle over to another article that came out today talking about home sales prices. So let's check out this one as well. Okay guys, so this one is from CNBC, and it talks about home prices cooled in July at the fastest rate in the history of S&P Case-Shiller Index. Goes on to say U.S. home prices cooled in July at the fastest rate in the history of the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller Index, according to a report released Tuesday. Home prices in July were still higher than they were a year ago, but cooled significantly from June gains. Prices nationally rose 15.8% over July 2021, well below the 18.1% increase in the previous month, according to the report. It says July's report reflects a forceful deceleration, wrote Craig Lazara, managing director at S&P DJI in a release, noting the difference in the annual gains in June and July. The 2.3 percentage point difference between these two monthly rates of gain is the largest deceleration in the history of the index. Goes on to say, home prices are dropping because affordability has weakened dramatically due to fast rising mortgage rates. The average rate on a popular 30-year fixed mortgage started this year around 3%, but by June had briefly surpassed 6%, It remained in the high 5% range throughout July and is now edging toward 7%, making the average monthly payment about 70% higher than it was a year ago. So guys, if you are a buyer in this market and you are thinking about buying, you have to pay close attention to what's going on with interest rates. A lot of people that I've talked to over the last week had no idea that these rates had gone up as high as they have, and what I'm going to share with you right now may really surprise you a good bit. So interest rates as of today at 6.82%. Yesterday, rates rose to 7.08%. So today the bond market had a pretty good rally and rates came down a little bit. Personally, I don't expect that to stay there. I think that rates are going to be pushing 7% and going over 7% and staying there for a little while, and who knows what's going to happen. I know the Fed is going to raise another 125 basis points by the end of the year, and they were very clear in their meeting last week that they are going to stay there all the way through 2023 and likely not decrease rates until sometime early in 2024. In addition to that, guys, if you were out looking for a house maybe even a month ago and you were working with your lender and you were approved for a loan of whatever the loan amount doesn't matter, but whatever your interest rate was, if they had you qualified at a 5.375 interest rate, you're going to need to call your lender right now and see what your new buying power is, because with these rates going up, your buying power has definitely decreased, and you need to make sure if you're out there looking for houses, you're going to be able to afford what's going on here in the new market. And along with that, what I just showed you, the 6.82% 30-year fixed interest rate, keep in mind that is the average across the country, and that is also if you have a 780 credit score, putting down 20%, have absolutely stellar credit. If you are someone with a 680 credit score or lower, your interest rate is almost guaranteed to be 7.25, 7.375, somewhere in that range. So that's why it's also important for you to get in touch with your lender and make sure you know exactly where you stand right now. All right, guys, I want to show you what this payment increase looks like for you guys with these interest rates going up. So as I just mentioned, at the beginning of January, rates were around 3% on a 30-year fixed. So let's take a look at this calculation. If you had a 3% interest rate and your loan amount was $400,000, your monthly payment, not including taxes and insurance or mortgage insurance, would sit at $1,686 per month. Let's look at the exact same scenario. Loan amount still $400,000, but the only difference is the interest rate is sitting at 6.82%. That puts your monthly payment at $2,613. Guys, that's a difference of $927 per month. That is a huge impact to the monthly payment. And guys, that is why we're seeing home buyer demand essentially falling off a cliff, right? People can no longer afford these houses at these sky-high interest rates and these sky-high prices. So it may make sense for a lot of you buyers out there to wait this thing out. I'm just keeping it real. So we're getting a lot of people right now reaching out to me or other agents on my team, and they're coming to us with these scenarios, right? So the conversation goes like this. You know, I can qualify for the house. It's going to be really tight. My monthly payment is much higher than I expected it to be or want it to be. And I know that home prices look like they're going to continue to fall. You know, what should I do? Look, if you're in a situation where it is going to be tight for you on a monthly basis to afford that payment, and you are already thinking you're going to be financially strapped, and if you have a place to stay for the next 12 months or 18 months, guys, I'm going to be real honest with you. I would rather earn your business down the road and put you on the sidelines in this market than to tell you it's a great time to buy a house, okay? That just makes the most amount of sense for you from a long-term perspective of making a good financial purchase. Now, on the flip side of that, if you can afford the monthly payment, the interest rate doesn't scare you, you're not worried about home prices falling, and you're gonna be in your house for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, then I would say absolutely go for it. If it's the right decision for you, it's gotta make sense for you. I can't make that call for you, okay? Nobody on my team can make that call for you. It's gotta be your decision. And if you are in that situation, always know that you can refinance your loan down the road when rates do fall at some point in time. But with that said, I do expect home prices to continue to fall for the next 6 to 12 months, more than likely. So guys, if you're getting any value out of this video, do me a huge favor and go ahead and click on that like button. If you are new to the channel and we haven't met yet, My name is Brian Taylor, and I'm the owner of Dreamline Realty right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you want to keep up with everything going on in the real estate market on a national level and in Charlotte, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button now. Tap on that bell for notifications so you don't miss any videos that I put out every single week. Okay, guys, so with interest rates climbing and home prices falling and all the craziness that's going on out here in the market right now, let's look at some facts and some stats that came out from our good friends over at Redfin and see what they're talking about as leading indicators of where the market is going. Okay, so Redfin released a report last week, and these are some of the leading indicators that they're talking about. They said for the week ending September 22nd, 30-year mortgage rates rose to 6.29, their highest level since October 2008. Okay, so that is actually old news, right? We just talked about interest rates have gone up to 7.08. They dropped down to 6.82% today. That, guys, right there is the volatility that we're seeing in these markets right now, right? So that was just a week ago, and rates went up almost 3/4 of a point in a week. So again, that's why it's so important to stay connected to the channel. But let's go back to the article. It says fewer people search for homes for sale on Google. Searches during the week ending September 17th were down 33% from a year earlier. It says the seasonally adjusted Redfin Homebuyer Demand Index, which is a measure of requests for home tours and other home buying services from Redfin agents, was down 15% year over year. Touring activity as of September 18th was down 13% from the start of the year, compared to a 12% increase at the same time last year, according to home tour technology company ShowingTime. Mortgage applications were up 1% week over week, seasonally adjusted, and were down 30% from a year earlier during the week ending September 16th. So guys, not a whole lot of great news to share with you guys today, and I hate reporting this stuff, right? But that's my job, is to take what's coming out here in the markets and get it out to you guys so you know exactly what's happening every single week. And, guys, I'll leave you with this, okay? A lot of people, like I said, are kind of fearful right now, kind of scared of where things are going. A lot of people are saying interest rates, could potentially hit 8%. We'll have to see if that becomes a reality or not. But the one thing I know is we're going to have a stretch where things are going to get really, really tricky, potentially really, really tough for a lot of people. But I would say to you guys, if you guys can just be patient and hang in there, your best days are ahead of you guys, especially for you buyers that are looking to do something down the road. If you can just be patient, let this monster kind of settle down, let interest rates start coming down in the future, home prices are going to fall a little bit more. That is absolutely going to happen. You are going to put yourself in a really good position when we get out of this storm. So guys, I'll leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the channel today and subscribing to the channel. Hey, if you guys want to spend some time with me on Zoom and talk about your situation, if you're kind of wondering what you should do, or if you live in Charlotte now, thinking about buying a home, or especially if you're moving to Charlotte from another part of the country, in the description below, there's a link to my calendar. Go ahead and put 15-30 minutes on my calendar. I'll meet you online on Zoom. We can have a conversation, figure out what you're looking to do, when you're looking to do it, and put a great game plan together. So guys, once again, thanks for tuning into the channel. I'm going to put another video on the screen right here that you may want to check out. And as always, make it a great day.